So summer is approaching, and I want to talk a few minutes about the importance of keeping hot air outside the home from invading a space that's air conditioned or cool. Always important to remember is like when you're sitting on the back of your porch and you're looking at your glass of iced tea and you're seeing sweating on your tea, we all know what is happening. The warm air from the environment is approaching the glass, and as it approaches the glass, it gets colder and colder and colder until it hits dew point, and then you have condensation on the glass. Well, in a house, you're not going to necessarily make dew point in hot, humid conditions of the summer, but you will get an elevated amount of humidity in cool spaces that allow for the germination of natural occurring spores. So say, for example, in your basement, a lot of people like to open their windows in the basement thinking that it's good to allow fresh air in. That's okay in the spring and in the winter and in the fall. But when it comes to summertime temperatures, you do not want those windows open to allow 80-degree, 90-degree, 80% humidity to come into your basement that's cool, 60, 65 degrees or so, because the relative humidity will drop and you'll get mold growth on your overhead floor joists around those windows. And that's completely preventative. The other thing is you really want to make sure that your ventilation to your attic is appropriate because the sun hits the roof, the air inside the attic gets hot, and the air wants to leave through the ridge vent. And with it, you have to have intake. So there's a balance of intake and exhaust. When that doesn't happen, you get a buildup of moisture underneath the roof decking. And what happens is that builds up in the house, and then you get mold on your contents and your clothing. Anytime you see contents clothing with mold on it, make a beeline to your attic because there's something wrong. Bennett, Farsight Management. It's better to use Farsight than hindsight.